Hello and welcome to Dario's Comic School, and today we will take a look at the Cowboy Bebop manga. This is a great manga. Everybody knows the show. I think I knew the show before I knew the manga. I don't know what came before, if they made a show and then they were interested in making a manga. Yutaka Nanten, I don't know. But there are a great many lessons in this manga which we can apply to comics. The first great lesson is here. Sexy babes, humor, sexy babes, humor, eating. Where is Spike Spiegel? A beautiful fae, and combat, martial arts, great deep stories. I think there will be only praise for this manga and many lessons we can learn. So stay for a while and listen. So I got these two. I think there are three, or I don't know if there exist more than three. They are in German, and I bought this, I think, 20 years ago. And this should be the thumbnail, I guess. And I knew already the show. It ran on MTV, and it was great. And I got the manga, and yeah, let's take a look at it and what's inside there. So, great lesson already. Like, the ensemble is not that big. There are bounty hunters in space, so there is a trope, and it's the space western trope. It's the new frontier. It's also check out Firefly, the TV show. It's a great show. It's really a gem. Check also out Peter Chung's Aeon Flux. It's really great. So it's space western, and this casts their bounty hunters. So there's Spike. I think he's an this is Spike Spiegel. He worked for the Syndicate. He was probably ex mafia. Jet, I think, is his name. He worked as a cop. Ed, I think, is a girl, and she's a computer genius or something like this. Then there's Ian, the dog, and then there's Faye, and everybody gets his backstory. And what I was surprised is that the story in the manga adds definitely to the anime, because the anime, I don't know, 12 episodes or something like this. So if you can't get enough of Cowboy Bebop, here is more. And look at this, like, beautiful. Like, it starts here, and just this page, and then Spike Spiegel, like, pretty wild. And it's, I think, when there's something wide, it's like taking a breath, like holding it in, like, look. And that's good. It's slowing you down, because our world has become so fast-paced. You have computer screens, smartphone screens. You have social media, instant notification, instant gratification, everything at your fingertips. And I think that's not as good as we think it is. It is good to share information, like I do right now. And definitely you can use it the way you want. But there's something magical about sitting down, holding a comic or a manga in your hands, and just enjoying the story or creating a story like this. And we get into the story. So we have the Mars. This is in German. And the panel borders, I wish, are not as clearly defined. And we got a guy, and he's going in this restaurant, and we see Spike Spiegel showing up. I love that we don't see him. That the story knows that his audience, viewer, reader is intelligent enough to know what's going on. And then we see here Spike Spiegel, and he shows up, and I think his name is Jet Black, yes, and he's talking to Ed, and something is going to happen. It's like a James Bond movie or a great gangster movie, and so Spike enters the restaurant, and beautiful shot, and it's pretty funny. I love this, and he bumps into Jet Black. We don't know if they know themselves. It's showtime, and so they know each other, and they say, what are you doing here? And then Faye Valentine shows up, and they can't believe it that she's there. So those three know themselves. Know themselves. They are all bounty hunters, and they're saying, "So what are you doing here?" And then they say, "Okay, everybody, calm down. So who are you hunting down?" And then I think Jet starts, and as you can see, some beautiful, I don't know, so beautiful pictures cut in between. Something is going on, some scheme here, some plan. And then Jet's, okay, I'm telling you who I'm hunting down. Okay, everybody reveals who we're hunting down, and we're not getting in our ways. So Jet is hunting down this guy, or is this Faye? No, Faye is hunting down this guy, and he's a silent corporate hacker, and his bounty is 490,000, and he says, "What? That's like almost nothing. And why do you work for such a low pay?" And then Jet is telling, okay, I'm hunting down this guy, and she says, "Well, it's just for a day. I need to take the job." Like, these are like starving artists. That's a funny running gag. And they are headhunters, but they're always hungry. So somehow they work, but they not always receive the pay. And that's something very charming in this whole run. I will show you. Like they kind of, yeah. And then Jet says, "Yeah, I'm hunting down this guy, and this guy is an art. He steals art, so he's a thief." And look at this, like how strange his draw, and look at also at the backgrounds and at the layouts. This is something you gotta like about manga. It is that is it from here to here? It's this way, yes. It is that it's kind of simplistic. The emotions are displayed very well, and it's something you gotta appreciate because it makes it really economic. It focuses on telling the story, not the best drawing of Faye. And as you can see, as we get into another comic, or as the story goes along, the drawings get better. Also, you can see the more you draw, the better you get. And so then Spike reveals that he gets like 50,000 all along, 500,000 all along, and Spike says, "That's nothing. Like you two, like what are you doing with your time? Like that's not the money. That's not worth my time." And then he says, like, "I'm hunting this guy, and he did this, and he's worth 600,000." And so we cut back to the ship, and Ein, the dog, is just yawning, probably hungry or sleepy. It's so great. And then Faye says, "Okay, each one does his thing, and we go, each one does his own thing." And then, as you can see, beautifully told, beautiful expressions. When you study these expressions, you can also look at mangas and just learn from them. How do they express themselves? Like, you know what I mean? You can steal and learn and copy from your heroes, from the things you like. And then, as everybody is going their own way, this guy shows up. And this guy, means business. He's a wanted murderer, and probably, yeah, he has a 5 million reward on his head. And so everybody gets the information, everybody knows that guy, and Faye doesn't wait, and she says, okay, let's see, maybe he likes me. And as you can see, beautiful woman, Spike and Jet can't really say anything, like, beautiful panel. I like this manga stuff. And it's beautiful that comics can also be very lighthearted and play with a lot of things. Like, look at this. Like, you can clearly read Spike lighting himself a cigarette just beautifully. And they sit back and watch what Faye's doing. Beautiful panels also. Like, look, just a slim panel. We're reading from here to here. And then Faye shows up, and this guy is not interested, I think. And beautiful also, like the way the camera also, you can see my hand, like when you're drawing a comic, you're always trying to get an angle in this way or in this way. As you can see, Jet gets kind of this way or like this way, but kind of depth, and you get this way, and here the camera angle is this way, and here the camera angle is like this way, and here the camera angle is like this way. Like, you're always trying to tilt the camera somewhere into the room. Movies do that too. Like, you will never get an angle that's like this or this or this, like very rarely, unless it's a Wes Anderson movie. But Wes Anderson is doing this most of the time, and then he rotates the camera, and he will end up again with a shot like this. Like, it's the symmetry. And then something's going down. Jet almost forgot that he was to, I think, dim the lights. And yeah, he forgot his watch. And then it goes down, like the lights go out. And that's when Jet wanted to get this guy. And yeah, everything goes wrong. Everybody that's hunted kind of gets it, that he has to get out. The headhunters start to chase. This is very funny, like this art stealing guy bumps into Jet, and Jet just takes him and throws him away and says, oh, get out of my way, because they're hunting this guy. And beautiful action scenes. I don't know really what's happening here, but somebody gets slammed somewhere, and this guy attacks Spike, but Spike just dodges him. Beautiful stuff. Like, you have fun, you have already amazing or intriguing characters, beautiful women. Now we got the fighting. We have some evil bad guys. And yeah, on this page, not much happens. But yeah, Jet gets hold of him, and they get the 5 million. But they destroyed the whole restaurant, so the restaurant wants reparations. And from the 5 million along, they just can keep 700,000. The rest they gotta pay. And so Jet's cooking. He's the cook. He's also kind of the leader. And although they are a team, they're not, because they're always trying to double cross each other. And so that's the first very, very short episode in space. And it's probably like the introduction. And then the story gets, and that's amazing, gets a bit deeper, gets longer, gets more feel. The second story is like Spike is eating in a very expensive restaurant. Then he's eating up. Then we get something like an intro panel, or I don't know what this is, like just "We Will Rock You." Beautiful. Like, we start on the episode, then he eats up, then we get a shot like "We Will Rock You," and then we're back in the episode, and it cuts back, and they're trying to get to this guy, and they're on the ship. They're again hungry and broke, so they have to work. That's very beautiful. I love that. And 3 different characters. And then they think, okay, we got to come up with a plan. And the best plan they got to get to this guy is they somehow know Spike has to infiltrate a prison. So Spike eats a very, very expensive meal, can't pay up, and they know because he's on this or that planet, he will get jailed. And so he also beats up the whole crew. So he, in fact, will get jailed where he needs to go. And yeah, that's the plan. They get Spike into this jail. It's somewhere on Ganymede or I don't know. And so he's now in prison. And they clean him up everywhere. And it's pretty beautiful. Look, like here, just these birds. And then Spike is still like butthurt from the visitation here. I mean, he provokes it. And yeah, that's what happens. And once he's there, he then tries to get to his contact. And from there, he meets this guy that dresses up as a woman. And yeah, really cool. Like he tries to get the information and he has to do stuff. And it's a pretty deep story. Like the first story is pretty lighthearted and on the surface. But the second story is very in depth. Every character has a certain feeling of realness. Like this guy that's kind of transvestite. I don't know what they call her, but Spike has to earn his or her trust. And these are all real people. I mean, sometimes it's goofy and then sometimes it's beautiful, but the heartbreaks, the stories, the noir, how do you say, plots, like how these people tried to make a good living and maybe made mistakes. Like it's all very, very real. And from time to time we get a sexy panel, like to show that she smuggles something in for Spike, so she dresses up and everybody can see that. And yeah, I don't know. And then Faye's kind of in love with Spike, but both don't admit it because they're pretty cold-hearted. And it's a beautiful story. And then Spike has the information and he tries to get out this girl. They try to go for a run and escape this prison. And a lot of stuff happens. And I have to say, along the way, it's written clever. It's beautifully drawn. And like the beats are really cool. And at the end, I don't know, probably I don't know if they get what they want. Because most of the time they end up hungry again on the ship. And they need to go to the next bounty hunt. And these tours are cool. Like they watch like Bounty Hunter TV, and these two are like, oh, and the bounty hunt of the week or of the day is this guy. And the next story is then about focuses more on Faye and goes in depth on her character. And just like we get the backstories. We get some characters. Wait a second. There's an older man. I think he's like a trucker. He's doing it for his son or his family. Is it in this one? And yeah, it's just real people returning to crime because they make poor decisions in their life. Like this is also very beautiful. And I don't know what's up here. Here, is a story about terrorists, and they want to. I think Earth is destroyed, and there is this guy. His name is Ricardo, and he's trying to get rid of anybody who's harming Earth and the planets. I think there is some planetary alliances, but it's mostly like yeah, I don't know how to say, like just rich people controlling the world, armies. And then there's this guy, this is the guy I was telling you about. He's an older guy, and I think his son is sick, or his family is sick, so he turns to crime. He smuggles something, and then everybody is behind or after this guy. Spike, other bounty hunters, Faye, corporations, and yeah, things don't turn out well, and just great stories. And for everybody who doesn't know that this exists, it exists. I checked out eBay. I know that there are 3 of this. The 2 was missing. That's maybe because why I got this so cheap. And yeah, it's a good read. It's fun. Don't spend too much money on these. If you see them cheap, maybe you will get them. So see you